You know, a lot of fitness YouTubers are saying the same thing right now. I'm guilty of it myself from time to time. But it doesn't make what we're saying wrong. In fact, more often than not, what makes the biggest difference when it comes to your health and fitness is the simple, even boring stuff done well and done consistently. And sometimes, in fact, more often than not, you need to hear the same message a few times before you do something about it. But today, I want to talk to you about something that's brand new. Something I've not heard anybody else on YouTube talk about. And it's all thanks to the people in the country of Finland in Scandinavia. Because the number one exercise that Finnish people do, and probably the reason that they have some of the lowest obesity rates in the world, is not what people think. It's not that they're doing some crazy high intensity exercise regime. And believe it or not, it's something that we can all do. It's a form of walking. But it's not the normal type of walking that most of us do. And today I'm going to explain exactly how and why Nordic walking is working so well for the people of Finland. I've done plenty of other videos about the amazing benefits and the power that walking can have when it comes to losing weight and losing body fat. But in case you're new here, let me give you the very quick 2-minute download. If you want to start losing weight and body fat, the very first thing that you need to do is create what we call a calorie deficit. To create a calorie deficit, you need to know your maintenance calorie number. And when it comes to your maintenance calories, the clue is in the name. It's the number of calories that you would need to consume to stay at the same weight and body fat percentage. Without knowing your maintenance calorie number, it's not possible for you to create a calorie deficit. There's a very long, boring, and complicated scientific formula that you need to use to calculate your maintenance calorie number. And I could spend the next 5 to 10 minutes explaining that formula to you, or I could just direct you to the first link in the description that's underneath this video so that you can use my completely free calorie calculator. All you need to do is input your age, your weight, your height, and your sex, and tell me how active you are. And what I will do in return is help you to calculate your maintenance calorie number and give you a calorie target to aim for so that you can start to lose weight and body fat today. What I'll also do, again, completely for free, is explain all of those numbers in detail for you so that you have complete peace of mind that what you're doing is the right thing. But the reason that I just talked you through all of that is because one of the biggest mistakes the majority of people make when it comes to losing weight and body fat is that they think the best or even the only way for them to lose weight is to eat less. But it couldn't be further from the truth, because one of the biggest factors that influences your maintenance calorie number is how active your lifestyle is. If you can increase your maintenance calorie number by 500 calories a day, you could eat the exact same amount that you are right now and lose a pound of fat every single week. And you might be sitting there thinking, okay, that sounds great, but how the heck do I increase my maintenance calories by 500 a day? That sounds like a lot, but this is what ties it all together. Because if you can walk 10,000 steps a day, or even round it up and say 70,000 steps a week, you're going to burn about 500 calories a day, which is 3,500 calories a week. And by coincidence, you need to burn 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound of fat. I've got clients who've lost 30 pounds in just 3 months, and that was largely through walking. Now listen, I'm not going to sit here and say it was that simple and it was just down to walking. Of course, they tidied up their diet a little bit. Of course, they did some exercise. But the biggest needle mover for them was consistently walking 10,000 steps plus a day. So that's how powerful walking is. But the cool thing is, that's only the half of it, because arguably even more important than that, walking is so sustainable. It's completely free to anybody. It's easy. It's very accessible. Anyone can do it. It's not going to get you injured. You're not going to get burnt out walking. And you can multitask while you do it, whether it's listening to an audiobook, a podcast, a new playlist, calling a friend, walking the dog, taking your kids out, walking to the supermarket. Or what a lot of my clients like to do now is taking walking meetings, because let's be honest, we're all sick of zoo. Walking boosts your cardiovascular health, it enhances your mood, and it improves your sleep quality. You get plenty of fresh air, and if you're lucky enough that the sun's out, you're going to get lots of vitamin D as well. So that's normal walking. But what these guys over in Finland are doing is called Nordic walking. And what's really exciting is the science that's coming out about this is showing that it might be even more beneficial than normal walking. Some studies have even found that Nordic walking burns 46% more calories than normal walking. The very non-scientific, simple way to explain Nordic walking is that it's walking slower for longer. Some scientific studies are actually finding that the slower you walk, the more fat you burn. And that's because your body isn't utilizing glucose. Instead, it's using fat. One of the other most important elements of Nordic walking is that these guys are walking over mixed terrain. In other words, they're not just walking along a flat pavement. They're getting out into nature, walking over rocks, grass, sand, mountains, whatever it might be. It's like a car having to switch gears. Whenever your car has to switch gears, it has to work that little bit harder. And it's exactly the same for your brain and your body. They have to adapt over the different terrains. Walking over mixed terrain is less efficient. And because it's less efficient, your brain and your body have to work harder. So you're going to burn more calories and more fat doing it. Some people will tell you that to do Nordic walking properly, you need to use specific poles that look like ski poles. They'll argue that the reason for that is by using the poles, you're using 90% of the muscles in your body. And listen, I'm not saying they're lying. At the end of the day, I'm not the world-renowned expert on Nordic walking. However, I would argue that whilst you might get a very small metabolic use by using specific poles that are going to activate certain upper body muscles, I don't think that is the main difference maker when it comes to Nordic walking. But crucially, what these guys do that's so different, and I think the main reason as to why they're able to sustain it, is that they don't see it as work. They don't allocate a block of time to go walking. It's become almost subconscious, part of their lifestyle. So what I'd encourage you to do is to try to build Nordic walking into your day-to-day life. Think about your day-to-day routine. Think about your commute. Think about where you could make small but significant adjustments. If you live in the suburbs or the countryside, take advantage of the access that you've got to nature around you. And if you live in the city in a concrete jungle, don't worry because you're not at a loss to it. Rather than taking the man-made inventions like lifts and escalators, walk around the city that you live in. Take the stairs or use the long route. The simple fact of it is that incorporating this style of walking, Nordic walking, into your day-to-day routine is going to help you to burn more calories and more body fat. And the best part is it's so much easier than having to commit to going to the gym every day, going for long runs, or dieting right down to eating nothing but salads. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, but far more important to me, I hope you found it a little bit different and really useful. And if you did, I would absolutely love it if you could show your support by smashing the thumbs up button to like the video and drop a comment, because the YouTube algorithm loves a comment these days. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss the next video. And until then, bye.